7 property management mistakes that cost landlords thousands. Let me tell you something that most landlords learn the hard way. And by the time they figure it out, it has already cost them thousands of dollars that they will never get back. Property management looks simple from the outside. You own a place, someone rents it, money comes in. Easy, right? Wrong, dead wrong. And if you have been thinking that way, this video might be the most important thing you watch this year when it comes to protecting your investment and your financial future. Hello, I'm Nelius, and I have spent years watching landlords make the same critical mistakes over and over again, and the painful part is that every single one of these errors is completely avoidable. Today we are going through 7 property management mistakes that are silently draining money from your pocket right now. Some of these might surprise you, some might hit a little close to home. But by the end of this video, you are going to have a clear picture of exactly what to fix and how to fix it. Before we dive in, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss a video like this one. We drop content regularly that is designed to help landlords and property investors manage smarter, earn more, and stress less. And if you already know someone who owns rental property, do them a favor and share this video with them right now. It could literally save them thousands of dollars. All right, let us get into it. Mistake number 1 is screening tenants like you are doing them a favor. This is probably the single most expensive mistake a landlord can make, and it happens more often than you would think. When a property sits vacant, the financial pressure builds up fast. Mortgage payments are still due, insurance still needs to be paid, and every day that unit sits empty feels like money disappearing. So what happens? Landlords rush. They accept the first applicant who seems halfway decent, skip the thorough background check, overlook the red flags in the rental history, and convince themselves it will probably be fine. It is not fine. A bad tenant can cost you anywhere from a few thousand to tens of thousands of dollars once you factor in unpaid rent, property damage beyond normal wear and tear, legal fees for eviction proceedings, and the cost of getting the unit back into rentable condition after they leave. A thorough screening process is not optional. It is your first and most powerful line of defense. You need to verify income properly. And a good rule of thumb that many experienced landlords use is that a tenant should earn at least 3 times the monthly rent. Check their credit history carefully. Call previous landlords, not just the most recent one, because desperate landlords give glowing references to get rid of problem tenants. And do a proper background check every single time, no exceptions. The time you invest in screening before signing a lease is worth 10 times the time you will spend dealing with the consequences of placing the wrong person in your property. Mistake number 2 is using a weak or generic lease agreement. Your lease is your legal protection. It is the document that defines the entire relationship between you and your tenant. And yet so many landlords download a free template from some website, barely read through it, and hand it over thinking they are covered. They are not. A generic lease often fails to address the specifics of your property, your local regulations, and the nuanced situations that inevitably come up in any tenancy. What happens if the tenant wants to sublet? What are the rules about pets? Who is responsible for lawn maintenance or snow removal? What is your policy on lease renewals? What constitutes grounds for eviction in your jurisdiction? These are not hypothetical questions. These are situations that will come up, and if your lease does not address them clearly, you are in a vulnerable position. Invest in having a real estate attorney review or draft your lease agreement. Yes, it costs money up front, but a legally airtight lease that is specific to your property and compliant with local landlord-tenant laws will save you enormous amounts of money and headaches over the life of that rental. Now, here is a great moment to pause and mention something important. If you are serious about managing your properties effectively and avoiding costly mistakes like these, I want to point you to a resource that can genuinely transform the way you operate. Click the link in the description below this video right now, where you can enroll in my course on effective property management. When you enroll, you gain access to a monthly membership that gives you ongoing tools, templates, updated guidance, and expert support to manage your properties like a professional. Do not just watch this video and move on. Take action. The link is right there in the description. Go check it out. Now back to the mistakes, because we are just getting started. Mistake number 3 is ignoring routine maintenance and inspections. I get it. Nobody loves spending money on maintenance when nothing seems broken. But here is the thing about property maintenance. The problems you cannot see right now are growing. slowly, quietly, and expensively. A small roof leak that goes unnoticed costs $100 to fix today. Left alone for 12 months, that same issue could mean damaged ceiling structures, mold remediation, and repairs that run into the thousands. Proactive maintenance and regular property inspections are not expenses, they are investments. Schedule quarterly or semi annual inspections of your property, checking HVAC systems, plumbing, electrical components, the roof, gutters, foundation, and common areas. Build a relationship with reliable contractors who can respond quickly when issues arise. Create a maintenance schedule and stick to it. Your tenants also need to feel like they are living in a property that is cared for. When tenants see that you take maintenance seriously, they are far more likely to treat the property with respect and far more likely to renew their lease when the time comes. High turnover is one of the biggest hidden costs in property management, and neglected maintenance is one of the biggest drivers of high turnover. Mistake number 4 is mismanaging your rental finances. This one might sound basic, but it catches so many landlords completely off guard. Property management is a business, and if you are not treating it like one from a financial perspective, you are setting yourself up for serious problems. The most common financial management mistakes include not having a separate bank account for your rental income and expenses, failing to track all maintenance and operational costs, not setting aside a reserve fund for unexpected repairs or periods of vacancy, and mixing personal and business finances in ways that create nightmares at tax time. You need a clear, organized system for tracking every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. This means recording rent payments, late fees, maintenance costs, insurance premiums, property management fees if applicable, and any capital improvements. Use property management software or, at minimum, a dedicated spreadsheet that you update consistently. Beyond daily tracking, make sure you have a solid understanding of your actual return on investment. Many landlords are surprised when they sit down and calculate their real numbers after factoring in all expenses. Knowing your true financial position allows you to make smart decisions about rent increases, renovations, and whether to hold or sell a property. Also, please do not ignore taxes. Property ownership comes with both obligations and opportunities when it comes to taxation. Work with an accountant who understands real estate investment because the deductions available to landlords can significantly reduce your tax burden, but only if you are tracking everything properly and claiming what you are entitled to claim. Mistake number 5 is poor communication with your tenants. Relationships matter in property management, even though this is a business transaction at its core. Landlords who treat tenant communication as a low priority often end up with bigger problems than those who stay engaged and responsive. Think about it from the tenant's perspective. If something breaks in their home and they cannot reach their landlord or get a response for days, frustration builds. That frustration turns into resentment. Resentful tenants stop caring about the property. They stop reporting small issues before they become big ones. They start looking for a way out, and when they leave, they often do so in ways that are inconvenient and costly for you. Set clear expectations from day one about how communication works. What is the best way to reach you? What are your response time commitments for different types of issues? How should maintenance requests be submitted? Having clear documented communication protocols protects both you and your tenant and creates a foundation of mutual respect. At the same time, boundaries are important. Being responsive does not mean being available at all hours for non emergency calls. Establish what constitutes an emergency and what does not. Make sure your tenant understands this from the start. Professional, timely communication will do more to retain good tenants than almost anything else you can do as a landlord. Mistake number 6 is not staying current with landlord tenant laws and local regulations. This is an area where ignorance is absolutely not bliss. Landlord tenant law varies significantly from one jurisdiction to another, and it changes frequently. Rent control regulations, eviction procedures, required disclosures, habitability standards, security deposit rules, notice requirements, fair housing laws, the list goes on. Failing to comply with these laws, even unintentionally, can result in penalties, lawsuits, invalidated lease agreements, and forced refunds of rent or deposits. In some cases, violations can expose you to liability that far exceeds the value of the annual rent on that property. Many landlords get into trouble not because they are trying to break the rules, but simply because they did not know the rules had changed or that a particular rule applied to their situation. This is why staying educated and connected to current information is so important. Join local landlord associations. Subscribe to newsletters from real estate legal organizations in your area And if you are ever unsure about whether something you are doing is compliant, consult with an attorney before you act, not after things have gone wrong. And speaking of staying educated, this brings me right back to something I mentioned earlier in the video. If you want ongoing access to expert guidance that keeps you informed and ahead of potential problems, you need to check out the link in the description below. My course on effective property management is available with a monthly membership option when you enroll, meaning you get continuous updates, fresh content, and tools that evolve as the landscape of property management evolves. This is not a one-time download and forget about it situation. This is a living resource designed to support you as a landlord over the long term. The link is in the description. Enrollment takes just a few minutes, and it could make a significant difference in how you manage your properties going forward. Go take a look. And while you are down there in the description, if this video is adding value for you right now, please take 2 seconds to hit the like button. It genuinely helps more landlords and property owners find this content, and sharing this video with someone you know who owns rental property could do them a huge favor. Every like, every share, every comment makes a real difference. Thank you for that. Now, mistake number 7, this one ties everything together. And in many ways, it is the root cause beneath all the other mistakes we have talked about today. Mistake number 7 is trying to manage everything reactively instead of proactively. Reactive property management is exhausting, expensive, and unsustainable. It looks like this. You do not screen tenants thoroughly until you get burned by a bad one. You do not update your lease until you get into a legal dispute over something it did not cover. You do not schedule inspections until a major problem shows up. You do not organize your finances until tax season becomes a nightmare. You do not communicate proactively until a tenant gets frustrated and leaves. You do not check on regulations until you get a notice of violation. Every single one of these scenarios costs you money, time, and emotional energy that could have been avoided with a proactive approach. The landlords who build long-term wealth through rental property are not the ones who are the luckiest. They are the ones who build systems. They operate their portfolio like a business with procedures in place, documentation ready, relationships established, and a plan for handling the situations that inevitably come up in any rental property. Proactive property management means having your tenant screening checklist ready before you list a vacancy. It means your lease is reviewed and updated annually. It means your maintenance schedule is set for the year ahead. It means you know your numbers at any given moment. It means you have a communication system your tenants know how to use. It means you are attending a landlord association meeting or reviewing updates to local housing laws on a regular basis. The difference between reactive and proactive property management is often the difference between a rental property that drains you and one that genuinely builds wealth. So let us quickly recap all 7 mistakes so you can take action immediately. Number 1, rushing through tenant screening because a vacancy creates pressure. Number 2, using a weak or generic lease agreement that leaves you legally exposed. Number 3, ignoring routine maintenance and inspections until small problems become very big ones. Number 4, mismanaging your rental finances by treating your property like a hobby instead of a business. Number 5, communicating poorly with tenants and creating resentment that leads to high turnover. Number 6, failing to stay current with landlord-tenant laws and local regulations that change over time. And number 7, operating reactively instead of building proactive systems that protect you and your investment. Every single one of these is fixable, and knowing that they exist is the first step. Now what you do with that knowledge is what separates landlords who struggle from those who thrive. If you are ready to go beyond this video and really build the skills, systems, and knowledge to manage your properties effectively, remember that the link in the description below will take you to my course on effective property management, where you can sign up for monthly membership and get access to everything you need to operate like a professional. It is one of the best investments you can make in your rental business. And before you go anywhere, please do not forget to like this video if it helped you. Share it with a fellow landlord who needs to hear this, and click that bell icon if you have not already, so you get notified every time we release new content. Your support allows us to keep creating videos that genuinely help property owners manage better and earn more. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.